Coach, I guess starting off, I just getting back into a flow of things right now, just back to school, back to campus. What's been the biggest thing, maybe for you as well as the team and the program, just getting back into some type of routine?
Yeah, no, it was great to get our kids back and get on campus, and we had our first team meeting, social distance team meeting as a group, but it was just great to see everybody. We brought in three freshmen, and so we're really excited about them to go along with the experience we've had. But being able to work with them a little bit throughout the summer, which normally we can't do NCAA rule wise, but they allowed us this year that if a kid wanted to get some work in, they could come to a coach, and we were able to work out with them on the floor. So our kids did a great job of that, wanting to get in. We did it in small groups. Obviously it was a little different with us having to do the social distancing and stuff, but we're able to get better individually. And Coach Houston, who does a great job with our player development stuff, was able to work with them. So it was good. And then, moving forward, we're just pretty much one day at a time. Try to take it one day at a time and make the most of it and do what we can do.
How is the players and the team kind of embrace that, like you said, one day at a time? Because everything right now is on schedule, but as we've seen clearly, nothing is in stone as much as we think it has been in the past.
Yeah, no, we just try to stress to them. I told them today in a group message that I was confident that we were going to have a season this year. I don't really have anything behind that other than just kind of my gut feeling. So I think having that in all of our minds, that we're confident that we are eventually, hopefully safely going to play. And I think that's good because if there's doubts in kids' mind, are we going to have a season, you can't really control that stuff. So we try to control what we can control every day. One thing that we said during the kind of the break was we want to win the wait. We're all in a waiting game right now, but what can we do each day to get better? And I think we've done a good job of that. And like I said, we'll just keep taking it one day at a time.
It's only been 6 months, I say that, but it feels like it's been forever since we seen this team down in Kansas City or anything like that. How much growth has there been in this weird time that it feels like it's been forever? But like you said, with the NCAA changing some things, allowing some things this summer, just how much growth or change, whether it's on the court, off the court, have you seen from this group?
I've seen a lot. We talked about those individual workouts. I think, just from conversations throughout the summer, with the kids we have returning, we're a very experienced team. We got a senior class that's been playing ever since they came in as freshmen, that have been in the league 3 years, going on their fourth year. We bring in what we feel is a really good freshman class, tough, competitive kids that played really high level of AAU basketball and played on really good high school teams that won at a high level. And just seeing them interact here early, I know we haven't had a lot of time. It's been fun to kind of see them mesh, the new kids, the returners, and just really excited about where we're going.
You and I have talked about this before, I think, during the season last year, about the path this program's on, the girls buying into what you guys were doing when you took over. Just along the way, when building a program like this, what do you notice, or what are some of the small things that kind of say, okay, this is working, the big picture is coming together because of these small things?
Yeah, I think just, the amount of time we've seen kids get in the gym, I think that was a big part for us when we took over was, kids getting in on their own, getting in after practice, throughout the day, outside of classes. If you just show up at 3 o'clock, 3:30 for a 2-hour practice, how much better are you really going to get? And we've seen that. We've seen that our kids more and more. Even our freshmen have been in on their own a ton early. So I think that's a big part of our program. We really focus on the culture and not even the wins, losses. Obviously, we're based on win-loss record. We get that. But we really focused on just how we treat our kids, team gatherings, events, things like that. The energy we bring to practice, the communication. We've really tried to focus on all those things. And I think we got our culture to a pretty good spot right now. And obviously you can always improve, and we want to keep getting better. But it's been fun to kind of see where we've come from to where we're at now. Obviously, we got a long way to go to get this program where we want to get it to. But we feel like from a culture standpoint, we've significantly improved. From a win-loss record, we've improved every year. and hopefully we'll continue to make jumps in those areas.
When you talk about, obviously we all kind of look at wins, losses, but the other aspect of the culture, where did your development of how you wanted to build a culture kind of stem from? I guess this is kind of going back your history a little bit here, but where did this foundation for you come from of, okay, this is how this should be done, let's go do it now?
Yeah, I think just the different experiences throughout my time as a player, as a student athlete. You take things as you grow up. It goes back to my high school days at Blue Springs. My sophomore year at Blue Springs, I didn't play very much, but it was a 5-21 team. I didn't even play varsity that year. It was a 5-21 varsity team. When I left my senior year, we were 24-5 and won a district title. Coming in and playing for Coach Meyer in Northwest Missouri. When I got to Northwest Missouri State, the program was already at a high level, coming off an Elite Eight team. And you just learn so much from Coach Tapp, the day in and day out, the toughness, being on time, being reliable, all those things. And then when Coach Mack took over too, there was a few years there where we had some down years, 2 years with Coach Mack where, we were 10-15, 12 and whatever. And then you just find things, how to work, how to treat people. Obviously recruiting is a big part of it. You're not going to be successful if you don't have good players. So just a lot of different things that you kind of create your own, what you believe in and those experiences and you try to, translate them to your own program.
Following you on social media and during this pandemic and everything, I've tended to agree quite a bit with what you're saying with the bad news stuff, and I work in the industry, so that's one thing. But
it's not at you. It's never directed at you.
Right. You'll probably just send it right at me if it was. You have a different outlook probably than most of us during this pandemic because you did go through COVID. Your family went through COVID. And you tweeted, I think, last week, about, eating healthy or everything since then. What has changed for you, or maybe what has this 6 months done for you just kind of on a personal level?
Yeah, I mean, I think through adversity and in tough times, we're always going to have them. And I think it's how you look at things. And I've always tried to be a glass half full, find positives. Obviously, we're going through a tough time with the pandemic. It's a big deal, but if you can find positives out of it, for me, it was, I got pretty sick. I mean, we talked back then. I was looking pretty rough. I mean, I still look rough when I'm feeling good, but I was looking pretty rough back then, and I was overweight. I didn't even realize at that point how much, but really focused on eating, exercising, running, and kind of changed my habits. So it's kind of a wake up call for me, and we do it in our program. We're always trying to, whether it be obviously our kids are going to be in great shape. They know they got to be to play at a high level, but we're really on our staff about being in shape and exercising and taking care of yourself. Because at the end of the day, hopefully we're through this pandemic, but at some point there's probably going to be another one. And your health is, it's your best defense. It's the most important thing. So that was a wake up call for me, and hopefully I can help kind of spread that message to other people. Obviously, I'm not saying anybody should go out there and try to get COVID because you're going to all of a sudden become healthy. I don't think that's how it works, but just to go for a walk, go for a run, change. I never ate healthy, drank too much pot, but got that all figured out. And so try to spin it positive, I guess, is kind of what I try to do.
Why is that important for you? Because, I mean, I see so much, and I'm probably guilty of it quite a bit too during the beginning of this pandemic, the negativity part of it. And I've consciously tried to, fix that because obviously this isn't going anywhere anytime soon. How or why is the positivity approach so important for you to kind of go into each day not looking for the problems?
Yeah, I think one thing that we say in our program in our first team meeting is we have a kind of a no complaining rule, but we want to, if we are going to complain, we want to make sure we have solutions. So, I mean, it's easy to sit there and say, oh, this happened, this happened, this happened. Well, what are we going to do about it? How are we going to fix it, move forward? At the end of the day as well, we talk about with our team having a next play mentality, and we talk about next play speed. How quick in a game, if you make a mistake, can you get focused on that next play? If you turn it over in a game setting and you're worried about, oh man, I turned it over, and you don't sprint back on defense, you're going to give up a basket, and that's just going to escalate and compound the problem. So we want to just something goes wrong, we want to move forward, flip it, learn from it. If it's something we can fix, find a way to fix it, and move on and focus on what's ahead. And yeah, I get on my rants a lot, but and obviously there's a lot of issues going on in the world, whatever it may be. But there's also quite a bit of positive too, and I feel like sometimes we look at 95% of the negativity when it's not necessarily reality. There's a lot more positive, I believe, out there, and I try to focus on that.
I'll get you out of here on this one. Looking ahead to when the season happens, just what are you most excited for with this group, just with everything that's been going on now, getting a chance to get back to?
Yeah, I think just, you think about, we were fortunate, with our season last year that, we didn't lose games in January, February. So we played a full scale of games, and you feel for the teams, our men's program that didn't get a chance to compete for a national championship, things like that. But at the end of the day, everybody got to play, their 30 games or whatever. So really, really have empathy and feel for the spring sports that didn't get to compete. So we were lucky that we got to have a season. Our freshmen, we had multiple kids that were in, had a chance for state titles and cut short. Molly Harden from St. Thomas Aquinas was a kid for us that had a chance to win her 4th state title in 4 years, made it to the Final Four, and they had to cut the season. So you feel for those kids. And then, we were excited about the off season. We won a game in the conference tournament in Kansas City, first time in 9 or 10 years. So we were excited to kind of build off that, get into our postseason, get our workouts going. We weren't able to do that. And then just, you feel for the kids that not being able to be around each other in the summer and things like that. So I think just we're all looking forward to the day when we can all get out there back on the floor together, compete, and see where it goes.